Good morning, YouTube. You thought we were gone. We're back. Team Inhibitions, your favorite Pacific Northwest team. Andrew is not here with us today. He's super busy, has a very busy life, so I am just going solo today. Sorry we haven't been doing any videos. It's been kind of a crazy couple weeks, couple months for me. I ended up going to the LCQ, got horribly sick, ended up not doing anything at the LCQ, then I went to Vegas. It's a whole thing. But we're back. I promise to do more content more consistently in the future. I'm even learning to do the editing process myself. So that way we can guarantee to get more videos back at you at a more regularly scheduled time. So I really do apologize, but thank you for sticking with us. I really appreciate it. And once again, I promise we will get back to a normal schedule. That being said, guys, I want to talk about the current metagame of the sort of last bits of set 6 going on right now, because we had some very interesting developments going on so far as we lead towards the new set 7. So the first tournament that I would like to talk about is the Southside Gaming Tournament. The 10K had a whopping 137 players. That is a lot of Lorcana players. And oddly enough, what took it down in the finals is Amber Steelsong. I mean, who would have thought that Amber Steelsong would have taken down a 10K tournament with over 100 players? That is insane. And it's just your pretty traditional Amber Steelsong. The only thing that I would say is different is it plays Gaston, so any of you Wochuk fans out there would appreciate the Gaston. He played against Blue-Red, which was not the Dekang Fung list, which is more of a burn list with super goofs and Pirate's Life and all those other things. It was more of a traditional Blue-Red list. It played, your items, it played Tamatoa. He did play 2 Felicia, which is kind of interesting. I don't know really how I feel about that card. I mean, it's a 1-mana 3/1 with Reckless, so it does take out a lot of stuff and challenge Flynn, but I don't think it's that great of a card. But hey, he made second place, so what do I know? But Amber Steelsong taking down Blue-Red, that's crazy. I would never in 1,000 years think that traditional Steelsong would take down that kind of deck. And if you're looking through the top 16 of that, we have a bunch of Steelsong decks. We have 1, 2, 3, like your traditional Amber Steelsong 3 decks, with a couple Diggy decks as well. So Amber Steel on the rise, not just the Decandio 7 Dwarf deck, but apparently the Song Singers. That's really interesting. Also, from what I heard while watching the 10K, is that Purple Steel was everywhere. It was everywhere, and this is keep note of that, because Purple Steel is going to pop up a lot in the things that we are going to be discussing. But yeah, I guess it's just the deck to play. Makes sense. It kind of has a fair matchup against everything. It can go really fast, depending on the version. There's like 5 versions of Purple Steel. You can play Doc, you can play Maleficent, and you can play Lawrence and just go fast, fast, fast. Or you can play more of a mid-range build with Rabbits and Zeus and all sorts of things. And it just really has good matchups across the board, depending on how you built the deck. And yeah, so a lot of Purple Steel. And shout out to the one person, Kurt Spice, for playing Discard. What is dead may never die. Fear the Diablo, fear the Diablo. So that was the 10K. Going on the very next day, I don't know how Southside Gaming does this, but I wish I lived near Southside Gaming. They had a 5K, which had less people. I bet you a lot of the people who were at the 10K also went to the 5K, so they had 83 people. And let me tell you, YouTube, this is where it gets interesting. So first off, Blue-Red took it down, not Steelsong. Traditional Blue-Red. This is more like closer to the DK list, which is 4 Super Goofs, 4 Half Shark, 4 Pirate's Life, 4 Be Prepared, and a whole mess load of actions. And your goal is just to burn out your opponent. Pretty good deck. I saw it a lot, and I can see why. It's good. It's pretty good into aggro with Super Goofs. It's good into the more traditional Blue-Red items list because of McDuck banners, as well as just looping Pirate's Life and stuff like that. But I want to talk about the spiciest deck in the top 8, which is the Red Steel combo deck. And this is a very, very spicy deck. I love it. Love it. Especially I think this archetype gets a lot of support in the future when Set 7 comes out, because there are some red steel cards that really support this. So, right off the bat, we're a Doc aggro deck. We play Flynn, we play Sisu, we play Pete's, and then we play our Smees and our Robin Hoods and the Robin Hood shift lines. And we play 4 Sad Boy Beast, which is a card we haven't seen in a long time, so that's really cool. But then we get into this weird combo style where we're playing Pirate Mickey. For those of you who don't know, it's whenever he quests, he gives a pirate +2 attack, and whenever he challenges, they don't take damage. So you can put it on another Pirate Mickey, or itself, or you can put it on Smee. You're also playing Half Shark, but you're like, okay, but we're a Flynn kind of Sisu aggro deck, why are we playing Half Shark? And the reason is the sweep of actions we play. We play 2 Fan the Flames and 2 Go the Distance. And both of those are actions that ready a character, and they can't quest for the other turn. But something cool you can do, for example, is you can quest with your Mickey, put the trigger on itself, then fan the flames to untap it, and let's say take out a big Sisu, which is what I did at Locals. Something you can also do is it plays One Last Hope, which is a 3-ink song that gives a character resist 2, and if it's a hero, it lets you challenge ready characters. And I don't know if you know this, YouTube, but Maui, even though he's a villain in my local meta, he's a hero. So he can get resist 2 and challenge ready characters. So the combo here is that you play One Last Hope on Maui, you challenge a ready character, you buy back Fan the Flames or Go the Distance. Probably Fan the Flames, because Go the Distance has to ready a damaged character, and Maui probably won't be damaged because they'll have resist 2. But you buy back Fan the Flames, you then challenge another ready character, you buy back Fan the Flames, and you keep doing this to basically pseudo-wipe their board, and every time you cast those Fan the Flames, you gain actions. It plays I'm Still Here, so that way if you're doing the combo, you can still draw. And of course, you play Strength of a Raging Fire and Zeus. And Raya, the 4-mana one that whenever you ink something, you can ready a character. So it's a very interesting deck. Super cool. It can go aggro, and then if you're playing against more mid-range decks or more aggro decks, you can do this Maui Half Shark lines to kind of just pseudo wipe the board. It's really cool. So I'm very excited, and I think that deck gets a lot of support in the future. Other metagame analysis, we do have Purple Steel getting second. This is a more of your traditional, more mid-range version. It's playing rabbits, it's playing crabs, it's playing, I'm sorry, it's not playing rabbits, it's playing 4 genies. It's playing goats, Elsas, Smees, crabs, roses. It's a Doc aggro version, so pretty good. And then we have a bunch of blue-reds in the top, 3 blue-reds in the top 4. Blue are a very good deck, especially with the DK list coming out. Very hard to beat. I do want to shout out Blurple, making it in the top 16. Muses Songs making it in the top 16, which is a super crazy deck. Basically, you bounce all of your opponent's characters to their hand, and then you play Bend to My Will to make them discard their entire hand. It's very cool. It plays one of my favorite cards. I love this card. Is Genie on the Job, the 6-ink 3/4 evasive that when you play it, you can bounce a character back to his hand. I don't know if you guys ever play Set 1 meta, but this was a house back in the day. So yeah, you're just playing a bunch of bounces. You play your Welcome that shuffle stuff and make them draw cards. You're a Clarabelle deck, so you don't mind them having excess cards in their hand. And then you just ramp, because you're in blue, and then you Bend to My Will. So very cool deck. I've played against it before. It is frustrating when the wheels pop off. So that was another very interesting deck as well. We see a little more Purple Steel here and there. Another Emerald Steel discard deck by the same guy, Kurt Spice. So good on you, man. You topped the 10K and you top 16 the 5K. So good for you. And top 8, we also have an Amber Emerald discard deck, which fellow teammate Brandon is a huge fan of. So that's super awesome that they made it. Other metagame news, SCG Con. It had a total of 3 events: a 1K on Friday, a 2K on Saturday, and another 1K on Sunday. The 1K was won by Red Purple, by yours truly. It wasn't a lot of players, but it was still a kind of a big series of events to note the metagame there. From what I personally saw, there was a lot of Red Purple, Blue Red, and Purple Steel. Going on to the 2K, which attracted way more people. It had almost 40 people. it was won by Purple Steel, of which five of the top 8 was Purple Steel in various different forms. I'm talking mid-range with Rabbits and Genies, one-drop aggro decks with Maleficents and just going super wide, dock versions. Any version of Purple Steel was in the top 8. I think all 5 different variations of Purple Steel were in the top 8 for the 2K, and eventually it was won by Team Inhibition's very own Nick, who was on Purple Steel. And then finally the 1K, a little bit of a 1K on Sunday, a little bit of a shorter crowd, people kind of tired from the Friday event, Sunday event. It was won by Blue Red Burn, which is DK's list. And there was, a very smattering of different decks. Not as much Purple Steel because the turnout was a little bit smaller. So top 8 had, blue, red, purple, kind of your various traditions. I decided, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. So I put away red, purple, sleeved up Purple Steel, and I did okay at top 8. But it seems like going into the end of this season, we're seeing the rise of Amber Steel Song, which, who would have guessed? I guess it has a good matchup against Purple Steel. That has to be the reason, because Purple Steel is everywhere. I know a lot of it didn't top the Southside Gaming events, but from what I heard, it was everywhere, even Zan Syed was on the deck, so apparently it's just a deck to beat. So I think maybe more of a traditional Steel Song has a better matchup. I think Robin Hoods are really well positioned in this current metagame, especially if you're going against the Dock aggro version, because Robin Hood is just the ultimate anti-aggro card. Purple Steel, obviously the big contender to kind of deal with right now. It just seems to be the most go wide or most go honest deck there is. It has a lot of answers. It's in purple, so it can draw a bunch of cards. It can play Dock, draw a bunch of cards. It's a very solid deck, and there's no real wrong way to build it. It's just more of a deck that you, as your playstyle, can cater to. And of course, Blue Red Burn, DK Fung's list, just kind of being everywhere. Turns out Super Goof being a 3 cost is a lot better than it being a 4 cost. Gets people out of there, and honestly, there's just times where you just play 2 Maui Half Sharks, sing a Pirate's Life, play a Pirate's Life, and that just gained you 6 lore and made them lose 4 lore. So no, actually it would be more, because it would be gain you 2 lore, so it's 8 lore and made them lose 4. And then you're attacking with Super Goofs and McDuck Banners, so you can actually just get people by burning them. It's really cool. It's a really cool deck. I'm interested to see what it goes for going forward. So yeah, I think definitely for the end of this meta, the top 3 decks to definitely worry about are Steel Song, Blue Red Burn, and Purple Steel. But with that, YouTube, it's been Team Inhibitions. I've missed you all. I promise, like I said, we will do more consistent videos. I'm learning how to edit as we speak, so that way we can get you the more videos that you love, more content that you love, and of course, I love you guys. So have a good one. Bye!